Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, y'all, boys and girls. Red Crimson 102 bringing you the review of Super Cyborg, which is available on every platform you can think of: PlayStation, PC, Xbox, and Steam. For those of you who grew up in the 90s and remember a famous game, a really cool and fun game by the name of Contra, this is basically Contra without the name. Super Cyborg is basically Contra without the name. And you guys also remember Probotector is also the international version of Contra, whereas you play as two robots, aka cyborgs, instead of Bill Riser and his companion. Now let's get into the review. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to be judging Super Cyborg in 5 categories: story department, graphics department, sound department, gameplay department, and the fun factor department. 5 categories that I personally judge determine how good a game is. Story is up first. Super Cyborg is an old school, non-stop, hardcore run and gun action game. You are an elite battle cyborg who is sent in to investigate a series of anomalies on a mysterious island. The merciless alien known as the Zyru life form has been awakened by unwitting scientists, and now all humanity is in danger. Nothing too fancy about a story, nothing too crazy, but a story is there, and I love my games with story. I think all games should have story. Don't you guys think so? Graphics is up next. Cyborg has stylized 8-bit graphics. For those of you that grew up in the 90s and remember the Nintendo Entertainment System and the Contra games, Contra and Super Contra, Super Cyborg looks just like Super Contra all the way down to the very nitty-gritty graphics. Yes sir, it looks just like Super Contra. Seems like those sneaky devs have both Contra and Super Contra assets in their video game maker program. Sound is up next. Now guys, let me tell you, the sound effects in this game, down to the explosions, the shooting of your guns, sounds just like the sound effects from Contra and Super Contra. It's like the devs just ripped the sound effects straight from the NES version and slapped it into this game, which is cool. Now the music in this game, I must admit guys, is beautiful. The soundtrack in this game is wonderful, and you can hear it right here in the background. I'll let you guys get a sample. Yes, that's a sample of the sound, the music that's actually in this game. The music in this game is dope. It's off the hook. I love the music in this game. Play this game with headphones on and crank it up loud, because that's what I do. The music in this game is phenomenal. Awesome soundtrack. Kudos to the devs. Alright, now time for the gameplay, which is the most important aspect of any game. Okay, boys and girls, pull your pants up for the gameplay department. Now the gameplay in Super Cyborg is decent. It's actually pretty good. I don't think it's as balanced as the NES and the Super Nintendo Contra games, but fear not guys, the gameplay department is very good in this game. This game is very hard, even on the easy difficulty. There's an easy and normal difficulty. Easy and normal are the same to me, the only difference being on a normal difficulty, the enemies take more shots. I believe there's also a hard mode that you can unlock once you finish the game, because I've seen a hard mode, but you start out with a standard easy and normal modes. On the easy mode, enemies and bosses takes less shots to kill. So if you get frustrated with this game, if you're not used to hard games, but you do love Contra, I recommend playing this game on easy versus normal. So easy, the enemies take less shots to kill, and on normal, the enemies takes a little bit more shots to kill. Now, a lot of times I felt as if like the difficulty in this game is just a little cheap. When I died, sometimes I felt as if it was the game's fault. Like the way how the enemies are positioned, like the enemies that come out of nowhere, they always find a way to kill you. And not to mention, the enemies, the little aliens that run around, the men, they can actually appear on screen. So if you jump up, the enemy can actually come from below and jump up the platforms. Pretty much the enemies, the off-screen enemies, they can jump up the platform and, you know, kill you, hit you from under your feet, and you will die. I kind of didn't like that, because, you know, in the original Contra, once you jump up and you leave the enemies behind, they're left behind for good. But in Super Cyborg, if the screen scrolls up, the enemies can still attack you from beneath the screen, meaning they'll just jump up underneath your feet and kill you. That was kind of crazy. It's not a big deal, but just something to keep a note of. And there's several weapons in this game. You have your machine gun, just like from the normal Super Contra game, and you have an E-gun. I believe that's an electric gun that resembles the fire gun from Super Contra on the NES. And then you have the laser, and you have the spread shots. So you have a total of 4 guns. And also you can use the X button if you're on the you can use the X button if you're on an Xbox to charge your weapons. All your weapons have a charge, which releases a more powerful shot, whichever weapons that you have. And the most powerful gun in the game, I believe, is the E-gun, the electric gun, which acts as a fire gun, like I said in Super Contra. And the spread shot covers a more wide area, but it's not as powerful. And the laser is somewhere in between. And the machine gun, you already know the machine gun is weak. And the bosses in this game are they're okay. They're not too hard. Some bosses are harder than others, and the farther you get into the game, the more difficult the bosses become. But for the most part, the bosses are manageable. You will get stuck on some levels, but if you keep on trying, figure out the pattern, you will eventually triumphant. So the game is it's a good difficulty. So people who like hard games, they will love this game. I play this game on easy and it's still hard. So just stick with it, guys. You can get through it. Okay, now last department, fun factor, is up next. Okay, we're very close to the end now. Let's talk about a fun factor. Is Super Cyborg fun? Hell yeah, it's fun. It's a fun game. If you love Contra, especially the NES Contra games, you will love Super Cyborg. I play all the time ever since I had it. I've been playing it. Despite the difficulty of the game, even though it's still fair, the game is good. So this game is fun. It's a game, I'm not sure, I can't really say if you will go back to the game once you play it, but I think it would be a lot more fun, especially with 2 players. Even if you did beat the game, you will always go back with your buddy and replay the game over and over again. I haven't beaten the game yet. I'm still playing it. I'm having lots of fun with it. The game is fun. Even if you beat the game, I do think every now and then, occasionally, you will go back to this game if you want some quick, fun, fast-paced shoot 'em up. So yes, the game is fun. Now for the final verdict, where I rate the games in all 5 categories I already talked about. So hold on to those pants, guys. Pull your skirts up, ladies. Alright, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we finally made it to the end of Super Cyborg review. The game is dope. Cool 8-bit Nintendo style graphics. Rockin' awesome soundtracks that you need to have a nice pair of headphones to listen to this game, and make sure the volume is cranked all the way up. Awesome 2-player co-op. Sadly, no online co-op. I got the game for the Nintendo Switch. It's $5 across all platforms. I give Super Cyborg a score of 8.5 out of 10. That's right, folks. 8.5 out of 10. Anybody on this fence worried about or wondering if this game is any good, put those doubts to rest. The game is awesome. Go ahead and get the game. For $5, you cannot go wrong. It's worth the money. Hope they make a sequel and put some nice sexy ladies in there instead of 2 cyborg robots. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to like and most importantly subscribe. Likes on my videos can circulate. I get help. More people can view my videos and my channel can grow. Love y'all. God bless you guys. Red Crimson 1 or 2 out.